What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and I'm back in the building. You already know. It's Tru Talks, because Tru Talks, you feel me? All right, so what we're going to be discussing is we're going to be talking about, Kyle Lowry. We're going to be talking about Kyle Lowry, right? So Kyle Lowry went to, he was on ESPN, Toronto All Access, and they had a conversation, and he kind of like went in depth a little bit about how he felt with the DeRozan situation, the DeRozan trade, DeRozan for Kawhi and Danny Green, and Pirtle, and we're gonna look at the clip and see exactly how he spoke and what happened.
2:30 in the morning, my phone. I'm in bed, sleep, and my phone's going off.
Like 2:30 in the morning.
It was 2:30 in the morning. But I'm like, I get the phone. I'm like, it's DeMar. So I pick up. And he's like. He said some choice words that I'm not going to say on ESPN. But he's like, yo, I just got traded to San Antonio.
When you heard that sentence, what went through your mind?
I was sitting on my bathtub, like, it's a little ledge. I'm like, what? What? Hold on. And I sat there for a little bit, and we just sat there. And, you don't, because at the same time, you're like, man, you don't know what to say.
I mean, DeMar was very open this summer about feeling betrayed.
Yeah.
Did you feel betrayed?
I felt betrayed because he felt betrayed because that's my guy, that's my best friend. So, yeah, I felt some type of way on a personal side. It's a harsh business that it's a great business, but sometimes moves are made that you're like, wow, that sucks. Yeah, you can have the pictures up there and you can say we're family, but, some things, family do things a little bit better sometimes than it would be business-wise, right? Family, you would say, hey, let's have this conversation. Business is like, sometimes you gotta get it done.
Right.
So, it's a fine line.
How would you define your relationship with Masai Ujiri right now?
He's the president of basketball operations, and that's it. For me, I come out here and do my job.
That's an answer that leaves a lot of room for interpretation.
He does his job, I do my job, right? That's what you do.
That's where you guys stand. That's where
we stand.
All right, so you guys see the clip. So let's talk about this real quick. So I just want people to understand. Like a lot of people are only gonna see Kyle Lowry's perspective. All right, so Kyle Lowry and DeRozan, they're obviously boys. They're tight. They've been in the East. They've been winning in the East, not in the playoffs, but they were winning the East. Playoffs come, they get kicked out. Playoffs come, they get kicked out. Playoffs come, they get kicked out. They never achieved to a certain height. The only furthest they went was the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was kind of like I would say it was by luck because it's all game sevens. They always struggle. Every round they've never comfortably won. Even versus the Wizards last year, they struggled in 6 games. Like they never comfortably won. Never 5 or 4 games ever. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's kind of what was happening, and people see that. Wow, DeRozan in the middle of the night kind of just got traded, and it's like, damn, it's a tough business. It's cold. God damn, they promised him he won't leave anywhere. They promised him all these things, that he's good because, that we're moving forward. They fired the coach. Now they changed DeRozan in the middle of the night. He's cheesed. What is going on? Betrayal. Why? All that type of stuff. Nah, I just want to give people perspective. So just like the players have jobs, the GMs have jobs. You know what I'm saying? You see GMs, coaches get fired all the time. And what's the main reason why they get fired? Success. Team winning. You know what I'm saying? So people got to sit in Masai's shoes. You know what I mean? People got to sit in the shoes for a second. Now, Masai is sitting back. He formulated this team together. Before he came, he kind of seen what was going on. In order to get the position, he has to, go to an interview, tell them what I'm going to do different. You know what I mean? And nothing has changed. He did stuff different, but nothing is the results are the same and the same. Regular season improves. Every year, regular season improves. But this ain't regular season. Regular season ain't the goal. Playoffs is the goal. Winning in playoffs is the goal. A championship is the goal, right? So if everything along the season has always been winning and it's been improving, but playoffs is always the same story every year after year after year, you got to understand his position where he's like, something's got to change. We thought just core. The core was good. We had Vasquez and all these other people. Oh, we lost. Let's get Mo Williams and all these other people. Oh, we lost. Let's get Ibaka and all these other people. And CJ Miles. Oh, we lost. What is the common denominator in all those situations? Your stars are forever bricking. I've been saying this in other videos. Your stars are forever bricking. Lowry is not really tradable. You get what I'm saying? He's not really, no one really wants Lowry if you actually think of it. No one really wants him to give up something elite to get back Lowry. They don't think of Lowry as elite like that. I'm just being real. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, at the time when DeRozan saw him at Summer League, you know, what the hell? Like, obviously, we're not trading. You're actually not looking. They probably weren't. They probably were actually being honest. People think they were snaking. They probably actually were being honest. Now, the time that Kawhi actually was got traded was it opened up. It actually opened up where it was like, you know what? Popovich is like, you know, if I'm going to trade, no, you gotta understand. He's only a year contract, a rental. No one wants Kawhi when they know he's going to leave. But then it came out, he actually might not go to the Lakers. He might go to the Clippers. But still, no one really wants him. And then you're in a situation where Masai is trying to make big changes. And the Spurs also want an all-star back. They don't want to just trade him for all these promising guys like the Lakers were trying to do. You know what I mean? They want an actual all-star back so they can still be relevant in Popovich's last days. So DeRozan was the only all-star that's actually can actually be traded and can actually be flipped in the situation. You get what I'm saying? Because Kawhi, you can't trade. What kind of bum team is gonna get Kawhi when you have to give bare guys and you're already a bum? So that's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. Popovich's not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And then all the elite teams, he's not going to trade to an elite team that's looking for that. And all those elite teams don't need Kawhi. You get what I'm saying? And if they get Kawhi, if they give up bare stuff, they're not going to do that. The only situation that was a good team that needs a superstar was actually the Raptors. So in his eyes, it actually made sense because we can't keep doing the same thing. He's sussing all the time in the clutch. I just have to be real. So when that trade, the talks kind of just opened up at that last moment, it kind of opened up where they were like, you know what? Kawhi actually is considering staying for the Clippers. Now it's like, geez, we actually have a chance. It's not just a year rental. We actually have a chance. That's what Masai's thinking. We actually have a chance because if he's going to go to the Clippers, Toronto's better than the Clippers. So what we can actually sell Toronto. This is not that bad. Let's get Danny Green in the package too, so he's comfortable. Let's get his I think his assistant or trainer, coach or whoever it was, so he feels comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where things sometimes in business, things just change in the blink of an eye. So it doesn't mean they weren't being honest with you. Things just kind of changed. At the end of the day, Lowry. I guess if Lowry is saying that's his best friend, obviously they're best friends. Makes sense. Kids and family, but sometimes you have to just be real with your family. You have to actually sit them down and say, yo, you've been sussing in the clutch. You've been sussing in this. You've been sussing in that. But Lowry can't really say that and do that because Lowry's been sussing too. So that would just create a fight, right? It's like calling the kettle black. So he can't really do anything. So the only thing he could do is be biased and say, yo, this is my boy. We're both sussing. But at the end of the day, look what we've done. Look what we've done. Look what this and this. That's all they could say is look what we've done. This is the same guy saying, oh, if LeBron was on our team, we would win too. Like, who's going to say that? Kyle, why didn't you sit him down and tell him, what's wrong with you, man? Man up. Why didn't you do that? You know what I mean? Like, he's mad at Masai and all of this and catching feelings. If you know it's a business, you won't be catching feelings and say it's just a business. Families have to make tough decisions too. Not everybody eats when it's a family. Sometimes this family gets cut off, or not really cut off, but this family gets sussed in this type of transaction. Like sometimes families fight. Sometimes, you know, if it doesn't mean it's not a family, you have to make the right decision. We both have to win. You know what I mean? Cousins and uncles, they all can't eat. It's all you got to look out for yourself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If he keeps rolling with the DeRozan, you're going to be happy. Then what happens to him when he gets fired? You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to understand these things. Got to understand these things. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation. DeRozan wasn't cut. He wasn't cut from the same cloth as what you need. He wasn't cut from that same cloth. He's not even cut from the same cloth as Kyle Lowry, because Kyle Lowry is a pit bull and he's a fighter. He might not be the best, but he's a pit bull. He's a fighter. He's going to dog it out. You know what I'm saying? But his ability limits him. He's overachieved for his ability because he doesn't have an elite ability. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, like Masai's like, I'm tired of having second tier guys and we always boost them as first tier guys. We need a first tier guy. That's the only way. This is the window. Even if it's a 1 year window. If not, we can rebuild just like Boston, just like Philly. If not, but let's take this year. Let's actually go for it. This is the opportunity. He has to show out. Kawhi has to show out or else he's going to get sussed on his contract coming up. He has to. And we have to win. It's a mesh. It goes hand in hand. We always have something that was elite when they're not elite. Or we act like they're elite when they're not elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always that. And that's why Raptors never won or even reached the finals before. It's just, that's what it always is. If you are elite, they love you. If you are truly elite, not no pump fake elite, etc. If you're truly elite, they'll take care of you. The guys who always complain are always the ones who weren't truly elite. They just had a good season. There's a difference. Isaiah Thomas, he just had a good season. There's a difference. DeRozan, when have you ever seen an actual franchise player get traded for another franchise player that they think is better? Because you were never that elite. You were just a franchise player because you were the best player on this franchise. You know what I mean? Let's just be real. You think that they had Kobe, they'll trade him for another guy? No, they think they have the best one. Think if they had Durant, they'll trade him for another guy. They think they have the best one. Even LeBron, you think they're going to trade LeBron for another guy? They think they have the best one. You see the trend here? You're just not that elite. So stop getting mad. Stop getting mad. At the time when they traded Harden, they thought they had the best one in KD. They didn't think Harden was that elite. But now, would Houston trade Harden? No. They think he's the best one. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I've never seen that before. A player get traded in his prime for another player in his prime. That just means you didn't really believe in him. You didn't believe in the guy you had. You just kind of coasted. You just had faith. You just had hope. DeRozan wasn't just being loyal by signing with the Raptors. He was taking care of himself, because anywhere DeRozan goes, it's not guaranteed he's an all-star. The Raptors was the perfect situation where he's actually winning. So by force, he's going to be the best player on the winning team. And by force, he's an all-star. Well, DeRozan has never been voted in. Even Kyle Lowry has been voted in. DeRozan's never been voted in by the fans. So he's not like he's going to go somewhere else and get voted in. No, he has to get voted in by coaches. All his all-star appearances have been by coaches. So coaches look at winning and look at your numbers in the winning situation. Anyways, it's Tru Talks, because Tru Talks, man. You know when I speak, it's facts. You feel me? All right. Share, like, and subscribe. It's your boy, and I'm out.